It's the moment you've been waiting for. We're going to invite Alba up. Marc is going to get everything ready. I'm super excited to let Marc show you why he is called the King of Airbrush. And this is going to be pretty awesome and pretty fun. Okay.
Great, great, great. So, speaking of skincare, everyone, that's what we're going to start off with. And, you know, because you never know what you're going to get with your client, right? You never know what condition you're going to be stepping into with your client. I just always say, chat with your client, ask them maybe, hey, what have you been using? You know, feel, touch their skin, see if it's, you know, dry, oily, whatever. I always like to go in with my Antioxidant Rescue, okay? And it's, I mean, it says what it is. It basically has your vitamin C, your vitamin A, your vitamin B3. It has, it is a rose water base product, but it also has lavender for anti-inflammation, for it's antibacterial, antimicrobial. It has neroli, which also is an antimicrobial and great skin conditioner. It has jojoba. And so all of these things will assist in not only kind of just giving an instant brightening of the skin, but also restoring your client's moisture barrier, because that's what jojoba oil does. Okay.
So this is amazing to make sure that people don't look older than Moses.
Absolutely.
An hour after you.
Oh my God. After you've done their makeup and then they start like creasing in and it starts, yes. This ensures that the skin, that you're looking at skin more than makeup. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. So I like to get the skin really juicy. I know that sounds crazy, but that's my word, so that's my word. And just kind of tap, 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 tap. If you have mature clients, they kind of like this. It makes you, you know, it makes them feel that they're getting something special. I always have clients that fall asleep on me. I'm like, no, girl, I need you to stay awake for me. Okay. And how did that smell?
Oh my God, great.
Didn't it smell amazing?
Yeah.
Oh, no fragrance. It's fragrance free. Most rose waters, especially those popular ones, we don't name names, those really popular ones, are perfume. Sorry.
Which is also a #1 way to activate sensitivities in people.
Exactly. They are perfume. Yeah, they may have a little bit of rose, you know, concentrate, but it has perfume, okay? Now, I'm going to do the My Skincare Anti-Aging Elixir. So, for all of my, I hope we have some already, you know, veterans of airbrushing that have logged in, because that is my #1 question. That's my #1 question. What do you prep with airbrushing? I still get that from people that have been doing airbrushing for 5-10 years. They're still looking for the perfect prep. This is amazing. Amazing, amazing.
And so many people think you don't need to prep with airbrush.
No, you absolutely have to prep with airbrush. Absolutely. Now, depending on the formula, I will say this. There are some formulas that can't take prepping because they are inferior.
Best way to put it.
They're inferior products, and they're basically paint. Okay, they're just paint. The MHB Exclusive Air Ultra HD foundations are not paint. Okay, they're not paint. So we're going to use a little bit. Okay, I'm just kind of working into the skin. Bring it on into the neck, especially around the mouth area. Lots of dryness in this area. Especially, you know, in the cold months. That is the area that I hear a lot of my clients are like, oh, I'm so dry around my mouth. I'm like, girl, I know. You got to get some of my skincare. And how does this smell too? Doesn't everything just smell? So this has so natural. Nothing has a fragrance per se, but you completely know that you're putting something amazing on your skin.
Now, can I
Okay.
interrupt you guys for 1 minute?
Yes.
I'm obsessed with that product.
Already! Look at her skin already!
I'm obsessed, and I'm not talking just about obsessed on you.
It's crazy.
Guys, I suffer from like really
I love it.
severe seasonal
Look up.
skin issues.
Yes.
My skin becomes like paper.
Right.
And
Yes.
this product is the first time when I have not suffered
Right.
through a season change.
Right.
It is mind-blowing.
It's amazing. Yeah, this has rose hips in it as well, but it has cranberry extract, blueberry extract, raspberry extract, baobab oil, which is a superfruit. Look up baobab, or you can just look on my website and get information about what baobab is and what it does. I mean, when you see what the anti-aging elixir is, you'll just fall in love immediately. So, first we're going to start off with a little bit of that conventional makeup that I was telling you guys about, right? Because you don't do everything with airbrushing. Her brows are already pretty beautiful. Some people like to start off with eyes. I'm all about the skin. Let's get the skin together, and then we can focus on the eye, all right? So let's do...
And guys, just to let you know, we're transitioning through 3 looks right now. He's starting with first a beauty natural look, a classic
Yes.
beauty natural look. Then it's going to go to bridal, and then we're going to transition to editorial. But what I think is going to blow you away is once he gets going, it's
Yes.
all pretty fast.
It's so fast once you get everything kind of built out in the face, it's pretty easy. So what I do, I like to go in with a concealer type, corrective type concealer, even though this is just a palette that doesn't really have any corrector, or any, this has more of a orange undertone, golden undertone, which I'm fine with, because what this will allow me to do is oh, that's right, you do have the correctors. But I'm glad that I'm kind of showing them this, because this gives them another option.
And not everybody has the...
When they don't have,
correctors.
that's right, the orange sometimes. Okay, so I go in with something a little bit more golden before I go in with the lighter color. So when I go in with the lighter color, it won't look ashy. Okay, so watch this. Now when I do this, right around the orbital bone, and blend, you won't get ash.
Notice, the thing I want to point out is, notice how precise he's being. When you watch a lot of influencers, the thing you got to remember, most influencers are untrained. So most influencers would be taking the product and doing a wash on this entire area, straight up the cheek.
Yes.
And although there are times and places for that,
Sure, yeah.
precision is always your best friend.
Yes, listen, artistry is artistry. So yes, there is, it's up to however that person interprets whatever look they're wanting to do, right? But yes, there is a time and place for everything. And for beauty, I am all about precision. So you guys see how, like, from there to there, it just kind of blends right in, and it has taken away that darkness that she had under her eye. Not too much. Not too much.
Well, she still looks like a human being.
Yes. Yes. And I mean, when I tell you, man, that anti-aging elixir, it literally is just making this makeup go into her skin, this concealer go into her skin like she's not wearing anything. I love it. Look at that.
And when you keep your layers sheer like this, you're going to prevent cracking,
All of that.
melting.
Cracking. You won't have to feel like, oh, I have to use so much powder to set it. As a matter of fact, you don't even have to set this with powder until at the very last. Okay? Awesome. Now let's see. Beautiful. Now let's do some color correcting to her skin, which, guess what? All we have to use is the airbrush. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to tell you guys the color science. It's so simple. Your even numbers in the exclusive Air collection are your red, pink undertones. Your odd numbers are your golden, yellow, olive undertones. And then if you have a client to where you're like, oh, wait a minute, their chest is doing one thing, their face is doing another, like may need to neutralize it, what's going on? Then just use a 7 and an 8, or an 8 and a 9, or a 10 and an 11, right? Because that golden with that red put together is gonna, they will neutralize one another and adapt so well to the client's face. All right. With that said, I'm going to show you guys how simple it would be based on your client's tone to like literally make an educated guess and be pretty darn close as to what exact shade she would be. So Alba falls in the, I would say, tan skin group, right? From, if you look at, fair, light, medium, tan, brown, deep, she would be tan, right? Anybody would look at her and say, she's tan. There are about 4 shades in the tan group, okay? So that would be, actually let me start from the beginning. From light, okay? Your light or fair is going to be 0 to 3. Your medium is going to be 3 to 6. Your tan is going to be 7 to 10. Your brown is going to be 11 to 13. And your deep is going to be 14, 15, 16. See how that works? Makes your life so much easier. You don't have to look at your client and be like, oh my God, all over the place, thinking with your mind, like what color will they be, right? Because all you're going to do is say, hey, she's tan. So she can only be 3 colors. She can only be 3 or 4 colors. Does that make sense? So let's look at her. We said tan was 7 to 10. I think she falls on the lighter side of the tan. Does that make sense? Right? Or kind of in the middle. So let's see what a number 7 would look like on you. Okay? Let's just see what 7 looks like. And if you always want to make sure you shake these well, shake them well. Shake, because they do settle. The pigments do settle, especially the darker colors, because there are more pigments in darker shades, okay? There are more pigments, all right? So we have the Starlight Kit. I can't raise it up any higher than that. We'll see it later. So let's see. We're going to color match right here and see if 7 is a good... Man, look at that, bam, bam. Love it. Love it, love it, love it.
And it looks like nothing's there.
And it looks like nothing is going onto her skin. Now, I would say she could also kind of be, her undertones to me are a little kind of like ruddy, pinkish, reddish, right? She has a lot of golden. Clearly, she has a lot of golden, right? But she also has a lot of red as well. So what we'll do is, since I do like the golden quality of the 7, right? Because what is 7, you guys? It's an even number, right? I'm sorry, it's an odd number.
Tricked ya.
It's an odd number. So, guess what? It's going to be more golden, as we can see. But we definitely will bring in some tan, some red. But I like the way the 7 gives her that golden undertone. What do you think? Or should we go in with, no, I like the tonality of the 7. Or we could do let's see what 6.5 looks like on you. That's why you color match. Hey, that's why you color match. And I like this, you always want to color match on this part of your client's skin. Let's see what 6.5 does. And I did half numbers right in the middle like that because of people just like you. Aren't you happy that I thought about you?
Yes.
Do you ever have problems finding foundation for your skin tone?
All the time.
Yeah. I can completely tell. Yeah, I can tell. So let's see what 6.5 does. She'll just turn around on this side. Okay, I think we're gonna like 6.5. Yeah, what do you think, Nathan?
I think it's pretty spectacular.
It's pretty freaking close. I mean,
you go from one to the other, and it's almost like deciding between two almost twin apples.
It is,
but it's so.
I think the 6.5 is almost precise. It's like, because look, I can go. This is what I always like to do. See how heavy I can go, and look, invisible. The 7, if I went heavy like that, you would see the golden, and you never want to see it. You want to add it if you want to. Does that make sense?
It sure
I
does.
would rather have the perfect color number 6, and then if I want to add subtle nuances of some golden that she is here, then I can do that. Does that make sense?
I think it's spectacular. But one thing I do want to say to people who might be a little bit nervous about playing with the color, isn't it nice to know that if you were nervous the first time and used a 7, you're not in trouble.
You're not in trouble.
You're not in trouble. It's forgiving on the skin.
Completely forgiving. Completely forgiving. I mean, that 6 looks amazing. So turn again, and we're just going to. What I like to do is focus on the areas that have the discoloration, right? So even when I do mine, I focus just on the spots. Like I did, like I said, a peel 2 days ago, and so I have a big, peel patch on my skin, and that's what I focused on first. So see, you guys, how I'm just kind of back and forth. There is no secret way of using the airbrush. I just kind of like to go with the angles of the face, right? So if you're doing right here in this area, right above or right under the orbital bone, then you go in the shape of the face. Do the Nike swoop, right? Just go right in that shape, okay? Yeah, I like 6.5. See how she has some discoloration there? A little bit there. So just go in a little bit closer, tap it, okay, and then keep it moving. You see that? It's funny because I'm actually liking the combination of both on you. Ooh. That is so crazy. But guess what? That's what I do for my skin too.
Okay.
Yeah, I use 2 colors. So when you have a client where you're like, wait a minute, they are exhibiting both gold and red, guess what? Use both. Because our skin is a bit of a matrix. It really is. It's a bit of a matrix. It has, unless you just have that beautiful, amazing alabaster skin that everybody, when they see you, they hate you. I've seen some people like that. I'm like, oh my God, I can't stand you. Your skin is so freaking perfect. Right?
Thank you for saying that.
Listen, your skin is amazing, but
it's all makeup.
It's all right. Look, don't tell me about it. So now I'm just going right on the forehead. Okay. And in this, you can really see where you're going to need to bring in some color saturation. Okay. But what I like to do is go ahead and take care of all of that hyperpigmentation. Take care of all the hyperpigmentation. And it's going to look a little kind of funky at first. You'll be like, oh, okay, she looks really, flat. But that's where what we were talking about earlier with understanding highlights and contours and color saturation, that's where that's going to come in for us. Okay? I'm actually going to put a little 7 because I like that golden. I like that golden. So I'm going to tap in a little 7 and bring it down. Tap in a little 7 and bring it down.
Now, there's one thing I'd love to bring up, because one thing that a lot of people, especially if you're working on deeper skin, you can suddenly end up with a client who has an extremely different color ringing their face and a much lighter one in the center.
That's
and then we celebrate those colors on the person.
Absolutely. Do not cover them. I always, you know what? I don't know why I actually still see that on artists that have been doing makeup for a long time. Use that color. That's the color that her skin is exhibiting, right?
And she was born with natural contour.
She was born with that natural contour, okay? So you're going to either get it's so true. It is so true. I use the number 10 that is still in her tan range. Does that make sense, right? So we talked about the range, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's still in her tan range. So we're gonna go now with the deepest color in that area and take a look what it does. So gorgeous. I mean, when you put that natural contour back into the skin, it's not gonna look like she's wearing anything. Because that's kind of what we've done. We've kind of flattened out the skin a little bit. Even though it looks nice and glowy and dewy, we've kind of flattened it out. But watch when we add that saturation back into the skin. And you can just kind of, you know, for hair purposes, just kind of take your hand and do like that with the client's hair, right on her hairline. And take a look what we're doing. We're bringing that beautiful halo back
Without
into her
a
skin.
big, thick streak.
Oh my God, yes.
The fastest way to unflatter somebody is to let the makeup be shouting
Yes.
instead of the human being.
That's right, that's right. And by not using these, you know, really color-rich colors, you know, color-rich
So you're
colors that
taking.
leave
So now
them-
you're starting to celebrate her natural contour, working in underneath her natural curves.
Exactly. With that deepest color in her range. See what I'm doing with that 10? All I've done is just use those two colors, and you may be like, well, that sure is a big gap. But guess what? It doesn't matter, because that gap is that's what her color is. It's you know, that 6.5 and then that 7. So
And
like
he
you
is
said,
falling
just
in
celebrate
every
it.
perfect. It's all there. He's not inventing something
No.
she doesn't have.
No, not at all.
And if you can't see your client where your client's bones are, you can put your
Put your
finger
hand.
in
That's
there.
right.
You can put
Absolutely.
your finger in.
Absolutely. Or just kind of do something like this. Sometimes I just do like that, just to give it like a ghost type contour, and you can kind of create it yourself. You guys see that? I can just so that I don't go below where the trichus is and then come out. So I like to just kind of do like that too sometimes.
And guys, notice you may
You
not
guys
see
see
this
that?
when he's doing
Look at
it.
that. Oh.
It's miraculous.
Oh my
But
God.
Marc is also putting in no more than 2 to 3 drops in his
Oh, yeah.
airbrush at a time.
At a time. At a time. Now, this is what's really going to freak you guys out. Now we're going to use that 6.5 again, or for the beauty look, for the natural look, and we really want to make sure because we're not putting a lot of color on the face, we're going to pop up the highlights. You can take a number 6 now. Okay, you can take a number 6. And now we're gonna pop up the highlights of her face. This is the pageant secret that, if you guys don't follow Amin Kabani, he's my national artist. Amin Kabani, we'll put his information up. He is the pageant artist. I mean, every girl goes to him. Every girl wants to learn from him. He does classes like online. The girls are like, guess what? If I can't come to you, you know, he's like that great.
Yeah.
But just in the pageant world. So, I don't mean like he does everything. I mean, that is what that's his thing. This is his secret, right? So we're going to pop up her highlights so that, because this is not an editorial look, we're not going to be putting a lot of contour, okay? We're not going to be putting a lot of contour. So we're gonna pop up her highlights with this number 6 right on top. You guys see what I'm doing? There you go. I'm going right on top of her, on the shelf of the cheekbone with the number 6. Okay? Right here. You can even stipple it. You can get as close to that under eye concealer as you would like. You guys see that? Look at that. So that when she turns, further back, and then maybe it'll turn itself back on, you know? And look at that, right under. There it goes.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Isn't that beautiful? So you do under and over what we did with the number 10, okay? Stipple, 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 and under. so that when she takes that picture, oh, look at that. When she takes that picture, what you're seeing is amazing natural contour. Okay? Beautiful.
Last thing you want is streaks.
Last thing you want is streaks, yes. Yes, so I have two bronzer types. I have a light bronzer and a dark bronzer. We're going to use a little bit of the dark bronzer because it has more of a ruddy undertone, okay, for her cheekbones instead of the contour. And then we're going to use it on her eyes as well, and she's going to be done. That's going to be our natural look. That's our beauty look, right? It's that same bronzer, right? It's amazing.
And this is the kind of look that could exist in a skincare ad.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Take that, it's BZ2, bronzer 2. Stipple, stipple, stipple. Has that ruddy undertone. Look how beautiful that is. Stipple, stipple, stipple. You guys see that? Oh, I can't. It has just enough flex, right? It's not glitter. It has just enough flex. You guys see that? Okay. You can put a little bit here if you'd like, if the tin didn't do it for you. And then you can bring in some of it here so that her chin gets a little bit of that sun kiss. You see that? Beautiful. You can also do a little bit of the 24 karat, okay? This is getting a little bit into bridal, but that's what we're doing anyway. We're bumping it up as we go. The great thing about this also is you can, oh my God, it's so beautiful. Actually, I'm going to do cotton candy and 24 karat together, and it will give a nice, one is pink, one is golden. And let me show you guys. I just kind of mix it together and then look up, or yeah. I'm just gonna hit it right there. You guys see that? I'm just gonna hit it right there.
Now just go in with your finger and show them exactly where you're hitting because it's so subtle.
Right on the top.
Nice.
Right on that shelf, on the shelf of the cheekbone, around the orbital bone. Okay? You can do a little bit. And remember, this is beauty, so we don't want too much shimmery, but it does give a beautiful finish. Now, I'm going to show you guys what you do, you know, with someone that does crease. Her skin was a little dry. Okay, look up. And so that is why we are going to take care of that. Okay, just go back in with your brush. Smooth out the creases. Smooth out the creases. You can also do it with your finger. Okay, you guys see that?
Fingers are a great tool as long as you are sanitized.
Yes. Yes.
They're the same temperature as your model.
Exactly. Yeah. It makes a difference to have it, you know. Okay.
I think part of the magic of what you're doing right here is if people hadn't seen her before, now she's beautiful, she's just beautiful, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what you've done is so quiet that it kind of just looks like she's that person with skin everybody's jealous of.
Absolutely. I think so. I think it does.
Without turning her into somebody that she's not.
Oh, beautiful. So now we can do a little powder set because we know how her skin is reacting now, right? That's why I don't like to do the powder set right away, right? I don't like to do the powder set right away. I like to do it after. Right, and if you're doing beauty, I like to use a sponge because it kind of just blends in really well. Or not a sponge, a puff. Look up. Just kind of work it in, 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 work it in. And you have to sing like that so that it goes in good. And this really works for your older clients. I get a lot of questions about mature clients and powder. A ton of questions. They're like, oh my God, what do I do? It creates when I use a brush. Don't use a brush. Use this puff. Use the velour puff. Trust me, trust me, trust me, trust me. Trust me, trust me, trust me. Okay? Also, she kind of has a little creasy crease there. Don't be afraid to do like this, kissy kiss. Get a little bit of powder that matches me on her. This is what I do. This is what you have to do sometimes. You have to be a little aggressive. Okay? Put some powder right into that crease. Okay? Put some powder right into that crease. Okay? Don't be afraid. Okay? Don't be afraid. Okay? You guys, I bought a scarf from H&M. And it is totally reneging on me right now. It has, I thought I was about to look all sexy walking in New York with my scarf. It has shedded all over my black pants, and there are little flyaways happening in front of this ring light that y'all probably can't see, or maybe you can see. Okay, so you guys see what I'm doing now? This is what I love about this formula, is that actually when you buff it out, it looks better, which is crazy. It's like, wait a minute, how can airbrush look better? When you buff this out, it looks so amazing. Like, look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. Love, 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 love. Okay? Wonderful. All right? Now let's do a little highlight areas. We can use that same powder that we had. What I did was I just mixed a light powder and a kind of tan camel powder. Of course, you guys can use whatever. You can use RCMA, you can use Ben9, you can pretty much use whatever you like. Except for a heavy like MAC powder. They do have the light loose powders that are really great. So you guys see what I'm doing? Kiss. This is going to ensure that she doesn't get that crease again. That's going to ensure that she doesn't get that crease again. Okay? Great. Now let's do some brows. I'm going to show you guys how quickly we're going to do this eye. You can also do more highlight if you'd like. You can do more highlight and contour if you'd like. I'm just going to fill in her brow.
And is this going to be the wrap up on the
Yes.
the natural beauty look?
Yes. We're going to put some gloss on her and keep it moving. For a natural look, I fill in very lightly, almost wanting some gaps. Right, Nathan?
Yeah, well, what I want to show is that a lot of people make mistakes about eyebrows, and they fill them in like they're stenciled.
Right.
Like it's just like that you laid a stencil on the forehead. Well,
That's
that
right.
makes an eyebrow so obvious and artificial that it distracts from the eyes because it becomes a focal point.
Exactly.
You see how he's using gentle hair-like strokes? That is a classic master technique. That is the classic technique to do a flawless eyebrow.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, that's it. That's all she needs. She doesn't need any more than that. Now I'm going to take a little bit of that powder to degrease her lid. Degrease her lid. This is just face powder. Okay, this is just face powder. Also, we want a little bit of blush, of course. It's a beauty look, so she wants to look like she's naturally beautiful.
Now, somebody's just asked, they're curious how it look with someone who has texture or more redness or mature skin. But the reality is that'll all disappear.
It all disappears because guess what? She has textured skin, you guys. You probably can't see it. I mean, right? Wouldn't you say her skin is a little textured? I have textured skin as well. So, yes, it works. It works. Okay?
And the redness is going to disappear because of the magic.
That's right.
You know, you can add a little bit of extra layer. You can.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now we're going to do a little 14. Yeah, when we put some gloss on that, that's going to look like you just came in. It's like nothing. It doesn't look like anything. It's on her face. So now we're going to use a little 14 for a light contour. Okay, I'm going to show you guys what we do with 14. Just to go in under. Just to go in under that cheekbone. That's it. We start at that tricus there, start there, and then come down, start there, and then come down. There you go. Same thing with the eyebrow. Start right at the eyebrow, come down, start right at the eyebrow, come down. That's it. That's her contour. She has a little bit of hair there. That's it. Now we're about to build. Let's put a little gloss on her. Now we're going to build the bridal face.
But before we do, I want to take a photograph of this.
Oh, that's right.
Because it's stunning.
Okay.
So as soon as he finishes this, we're going to take a great photo of it.
Yes. Of course, I would use something a little bit more natural. This is the only gloss I could find. It has a little bit of glitter in it, but it's pretty.
Yeah. Because guys, if you don't know this, Mark traveled in to us today to do this. So some of my kit is here, some of his. So he's
Oh my God! I mean,
magic.
It's beautiful. And then I would just do a little bit of pink just to mimic the natural flush of her skin for beauty. Okay, just say bam, bam, bam. Bam, bam, bam. That's it. Bam, bam, bam. Bam, bam, bam. Look at that. Look at that, you guys. I love blush because it just kind of mimics like fresh youth. See what I'm doing, you guys? See how I'm just kind of hitting it everywhere? It also creates a corrective type response for the skin. Yes? It creates a corrective type deal. When a person kind of does, they have that hyperpigmentation, it just completely removes it. What it does, it makes the eye not focus. It makes like a filter. That's what I was looking for. It creates a filter. It creates a filter. You can also use, I know you guys are going to be like, what? Actually, I'm going to start the bridal look, but close. You can use the same pink to start her eye with for the bridal look. This also gives a really beautiful, soft.
Now, guys, before you start,
Look at that.
Airbrush
Really?
on the eye,
Right.
make sure you have practiced enough to
Yes.
really know how you can operate that gun and the air pressure and everything else.
That's right. That's right. Now, the great thing about the Starlight Beauty Compressor is that it's never going to be too powerful, but it is powerful enough to spray all types of formulas through. So, like Nathan said, be sure and practice. Use paper, use your hand, use your own eye, and also remember to never go all the way back. You never have to gun the airbrush, right? It's almost like when you're driving. What's going to happen if you put your foot all the way down on the gas? It's going to release too much gas and you're going to speed. You're going to get a ticket, right? So that's the same thing.
Always easier to build and way
Always
harder to take
easier
away.
to build. It is always easier to build, you guys. So go in light as a feather, and then you can build. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to now use the bronzer 1 on her, okay? And we're just going to literally just kind of build. 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 Build.
And just in case they aren't sure where you're building, exactly where are you hitting right now?
I'm kind of hitting all over the eye, right? Because this bronzer 1 for her skin type and also for lighter skin tones, because a lot of lighter skin tones also have a natural shadow, right? Kind of, you have, close your eyes. Yeah, a lot of people have a natural shadow, or either they have discoloration on their lid, just
so now
like
you're adding a little bit of depth to the pink you started to work in.
There you go.
While celebrating her crease.
That's right. That's right.
So he's adding depth and romance to the color he created, but he's further adding dimension into the eye.
That's right. You guys see that? You guys see how you can see no remnants of discoloration that her eye, her eye did have some discoloration, just like the bottom did. I mean, when you say eye circles, when you have bags under your eyes, you normally have dark circles. A circle is a circle. So you have half this way is dark, and then on top, so you have dark circles.
It's been very rare, if ever, I've ever met anybody whose eyelid didn't need a little color adjusting.
Absolutely.
And an important thing to remember, that's why primers and base shades are so powerful, because you're never going to get the truest read of color unless you've canceled out discolorations.
You got it. You got it. Absolutely. Now we're going to bump this look up to her bridal look. The easiest thing you will have ever done with the airbrush. Okay? You need an all-over color. Or, no, this is not an all-over color. You can decide whether or not you use something that's more creamy or more pinky or beigey. Okay? And then you're going to put that right smack dab in the middle and create the little rainbow. Okay?
So by bumping up the lid, we're further creating dimension in the
Further dimension.
Because the lighter colors pull forward,
that's right.
Darker colors draw back.
That's right. And you are correcting textural issues that the lid has as well. You're further assisting in not emphasizing.
Just so they can get a good look. Well, next time you take that color, hold the palette up and let them see that shade you're grabbing. There it is, guys. So he's just grabbing one that's really going to open up the lid.
That's right. And come all the way over, and then go back all the way over. Come all the way over, go back over, like that. Okay? Wonderful. Okay, open. Beautiful. You guys see from where we did the bronzer, she already has somewhat of a crease there, right? So she already has a light brown crease. Now we're going to go ahead and do the dark brown by adding our 14 back in there. Okay? 14 is just an amazing contour color. Amazing contour color. For the nose, for the cheekbones, it's just really great. Okay? And I'm going to show you guys a secret. It makes it foolproof. Also, let me show you guys what you can do too. You can do a powder block when you're starting to do more eye techniques. So you can go ahead and do a light powder block under the eye. So I just got my powder, okay, and kind of just did just like that. Okay. Okay, so that is just a little bit more powder than what you would normally put and not blend it in. Okay, it's not blended in. We're just gonna put it on there and leave it on there.
And then, God forbid, should there be major fall away.
That's right. That's
it'll
right.
all sweep right away, not destroying all the artistry he's created so far.
That's right. And when it sweeps away, guess what it does? It leaves the highlighted effect for pictures. Okay? So now let's do 14. 14 is my friend. Love 14. Okay? I'm going to show you guys how easy it is to take your beauty look into your bridal look in 2 seconds. And this isn't even the darkest color, but let me show you guys. Close. Take your finger, okay? Take your finger just like that. I don't like to set it on the eye because it will leave a hard line, and we don't want a hard line. So just set it, then lift it.
Now, before you go, should I snap a photo of that? Because
Sure.
you kind of went from clean into an everyday beauty.
Sure,
So let's
yeah.
get a picture of this everyday beauty look as well.
She kind of has a powder block now, so it's going to
You know what? The highlight's reading quite beautifully.
reading
I'll be
beautifully?
honest.
Okay, good.
So we will make a note below that there's a little bit. No, it is take a look.
Perfect.
It's reading really beautifully.
Oh, wow, yeah. It's just reading.
It's reading really beautifully.
Yeah, love it. Okay,
So now full transition into
transition. That's right.
bridal.
Take that finger, put it here, just in the way that the eye goes, in the shape of the eye. Here, lift, and then right in the side V, you're going to press ever so gently on your throttle here. And you're just going to make a little rainbow, just like that. You guys see that?
He's following the natural lines of beauty.
Natural, yes.
Because if your eyeshadow at the outer corner of the eye dips down, going straight out from the eye or dipping below the eye,
That's right.
you are going to pull the eyes down and make them droopy.
That's right. You guys see that? Look at that. Look at that.
It's beautiful.
I mean, it's like, could every eye be this easy? It can. It can.
But it's the magic of technique more than anything else.
It is.
Technique and practice.
Technique and practice. Put my pinky there, then lift, then just gently, gently, gently. And also remembering that as long as you know, like you said, these kind of fundamentals in beauty, classic beauty tips, and guidelines, that's the word. If you know classic beauty guidelines, guess what? All you have to do is just know where to put the pigment, and the airbrush does the rest for you.
That's why classic training from like a master makeup artistry program
Absolutely.
like QC's is so beneficial no matter where
So
you want to go.
beneficial. Absolutely. Look at that, you guys. That's it. We're done. That's our bridal eye. Now, of course, some clients like a pop of something there, right? And you can do that with the sunrise. Love, love, love the sunrise.
And
For darker skin tones.
everybody who's watching, just know, if he were finishing up this bride, lashes would probably be going on right now.
Right.
But because we're transitioning to another look, they're not going to go on right yet.
Until the end. Right. I put a few drops of the sunrise. And okay, you guys, get your life. Actually, hold on one second. I'm gonna do a little bit because I do love depth so much. You guys are gonna be like, oh my God, he's crazy. I'm gonna take a little bit of this, close, and then just kind of put it right. Oh, that's more of a smokier color, but that's okay. It's more smoky than I thought it was. Let's see. Open. Oh, I like it. Okay. Okay, I like it. Because what we're about to do is we're about to do a pop right in the middle. So I really like when these dark colors kind of intermingle with one another. You see that? You guys see how I kind of have the two browns happening there?
And the thing I want to point out, just so you guys can watch the way this artist uses his hands, do you see not only with the airbrush, but when he goes in with his hand tools, that he is extremely light-handed.
Yeah, gotta be light. Now watch this. You guys are gonna be like, oh my God, I wanna put it all over my body. Sunrise.
Oh my God.
I know. It's so perfect for, oh, really? Did that just happen? I just lift a little bit and then.
Now my guess is
Lift a
everybody in
little
the
bit.
world is going to want to own that. Tell them exactly
Everybody.
what it is.
This is the Sunrise Airbrush Shimmer. It's 3 colors. It's cotton candy, 24 karat and sunrise, and they just look so beautiful on really every skin tone, because you can mix and match how light or deep or whatever, you know, for which client you're working with. So if you're working with a lighter client, then of course you're going to use more of the cotton candy and the 24 karat. If you're working with a darker client, you're going to use more of the 24 karat and the sunrise. Does that make sense? Because they go in order, kind of from lightest to darkest. Now this is the 24 karat. So I'm just going to kind of brush that into the sunrise.
Almost no air pressure. He's letting all of this just work so easily and effortlessly. Because if you blasted that in,
right,
all that subtle romance is going to vanish.
Exactly.
Not that for the right editorial look, you really couldn't. You could build these for days.
That's right. But look at how beautifully the 24 karat is blending into the sunrise. That gradient that we were talking about.
It's beautiful, and then it's effortlessly going into your soft, you know, brown into smoke, and then then it hits the smoke. It goes back into brown. It gets highlight. Do you see? It's so smooth. It's effortless. It is seamless.
Seamless. Love it. So now we're going to just go ahead and smoke out the bottom, because she has her powder block at the bottom there. Okay. So we're just going to use that dark color first. Look up. Some people do it the other way around. Some people use a lighter color.
Tight brush.
Yes, tight brush.
Tight brush.
Tight brush. Now some people do this the other way around. Some people do a light color. Then they blend in the darker color closest to the lash line. But I like to do the dark one, and then I'm going to lighten it with a more, probably a more tan brown color. Okay, you guys see? See how it looks kind of dark right now? It looks dark now, but we're going to use, well, that's more purpley. Ooh, bam. You know what? Listen, you have to be innovative sometimes when you don't, you know. This is chestnut from Ben Nye, and look what it's going to do to this brown. It's going to soften it.
What he's doing right now is flashing back to when we were talking about that work on the back of the arm, when we're gradiating colors, when you're playing with shades, when you're mixing. This is why those fundamentals of makeup are so important, because people will say, when will I ever use this? Well, here you go. Well, if that isn't gorgeous.
Love that. Okay. Blend, 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 blend. Then I'm going to show you guys what you do with the powder block. See? Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. So clearly we got a little bit of powder under there. I mean eyeshadow. So we're just going to do this, brush away, do this, brush away the excess powder. I'm going to show you guys what I do when I want that precision. Oh, I love that. Okay. When I want that precision, I take a lighter color powder and go right under the smoke. So lightly, so lightly, so lightly. Okay? Right, look up. under the smoke. I'm tapping, 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 tapping.
Like, if you guys can see the detail and the subtlety with which he's working, this is why it's called makeup artistry.
I am literally like putting the finest tap right under the smoke. And then I'm just going to let it set. I went a little bit too far there. Put that there. Put that there. You can also bring it, that light color, to bring in the nose. So come on down, right outside of the contour. The contour is there. The highlights right on the side of it. You guys see what I just did there? As if they're right in front of me. How many minutes? Okay. There. Done. Okay.
All right. So I'm gonna snap a picture. Are we done with this look?
We can be. Yep.
No.
Yep.
If you want to do
Just
more,
2
you
seconds.
go for
Just
it.
2 seconds, and then I got a little bit too heavy with the
So you're just softening.
softening. Yes, I got a little too heavy with that smoke coming in there. I love it when it's just nice and light in this area. So I just kind of let that cook. Right? You could take a picture now. Like you said, it doesn't look horrible.
No, it's actually quite stunning.
And I hate hard creases. So if a person's nose area or whatever has a hard crease, not saying that your natural beauty is not beautiful. I'm just saying sometimes the way the makeup, you're like, I was feeling really great until you said that. Just soften that. Okay? Let that cook a little bit, and then we're just gonna transition now. Here, do just a regular smile. Take that one more time. And just, no, don't smile at all, actually. Just kind of do a, sexy. Okay.
Okay, and now put eyes and nose right toward me.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Let me get right under that eye, and then we'll move forward. Okay? All right. Next, we're going to just move forward with smoking out that eye.
So now we are transitioning into our editorial look.
That's right. And remember, guys, look, if she had on lashes for each look, of course it would look better. But I'm trying to teach you guys,
How
transformative, yes.
And the interesting thing I want you guys to be aware of here, notice that Marc is working through 3 distinct looks, probably in less time than the majority of people do a single look.
Ooh, sorry about that.
So it is, there is, your speed will come in time, but the more you practice, the faster you'll become at each individual technique.
Absolutely. Now we're going to take our 16. Was it 16? No, 15. Let's take 16. No, let's take 15. No, let's take plum. Let's take our B5. Okay, you guys are going to just not even understand how amazing this is. We're going to take our plum to do our editorial look. And we could have, of course, for the bridal look, we could have just went ahead and use a brown lip liner. This is beautiful bridal look for me. I love doing white on the inside. Love, love, love. Especially when I do a nice kind of brown smoky. Oh, wow. That really opened up her eye. You guys may ask, why does Marc focus so much on highlighting and kind of powder blocking under the eye? She actually does have creasing that, you know, look, every client is different. If you know how to work with powder to give the appearance that those lines and creases are not there, if you've used really great skincare, guess what's going to happen? That powder is just going to merge into the skin. Thank you so much. It's just going to merge into the skin, and it's not going to look powdery eventually. Perfect. Okay. This will make a huge difference. When you see this, you'll be like, okay, she looks like a bride now. Use it like this. There we go. Man, this gloss is really powerful. Or is it this? Or is it this? Or is it this? This is pretty thick too. And then that will be a good look for her. I love this color on. Yes! Oh, I love this color on your skin.
And has everybody noticed that there has not, now when Marc transitioned to hand makeup away from the airbrush, has everybody noticed he hasn't once dipped into a product? He's always been working with true sanitation. Everything off the palette of his hand.
Yeah.
Well, that is
I really love
spectacular.
That. Yeah, I love that color on you. That's beautiful. Oh, that's so bridal. Oh, I love it. I love this color. What color is this?
It's called Simply Beautiful, and it is by 3 custom color specialists who, if you guys do not know about, you should, because they will answer makeup prayers for you if any of your favorite products are ever discontinued.
Love it. All right. So I love this. All right. So that is her bridal look. Okay.
In case you need one, there's another one right there.
There we go. Beautiful. Okay.
All right, everybody.
Great. Now we can kind of. And when I do this, you guys are gonna be like, oh, that's why he was doing that. It all makes sense.
So somebody's comment just popped up that they want to know some of the color choices. If you go back and watch, you'll hear him talk about every color he used in the for the foundation, for the eye, for everything. And we just made the one comment that lipstick was Simply Beautiful. But for every other product he's used, he has mentioned he's mentioned the color from the airbrush line, and when he was using the powder, he did mention the powder as well. He said you can use banana powders, but you need to use the powder that's most appropriate for the tone of your client.
Yes.
So these color choices really only work if you happen to miraculously be working with someone who's exactly the same color as her.
Right. Right. But again, the really great thing about the airbrush is that you are getting such a great color match with the airbrush that you can kind of get away if you don't have the, you know what I mean? The exact color that your client needs, because that happens sometimes to us, right? It definitely happens sometimes. Look up. Okay. Now I'm going to show you guys how we're going to use this plum. Love it. Okay, so I got the plum.
So are we bumping to editorial now?
We're bumping to editorial now. Yes.
One moment.
Yes, there we go.
Now do me one favor. Close your eyes. Okay. One more time.
Also, we could have done a little bit more contour, of course, right? For brides, right? We could always do more contour because they're taking pictures. Okay? All right, I already have purple in here, so we're not going to. All right, great. Open, and then close. So I'm going to show you guys. Take this purple. Actually, it's not purple, it's plum.
Now the way that's working with the sunrise is ridiculous.
It's so wonderful.
Like just looking at this, you can see that it would be appropriate for any magazine cover,
Oh, yeah.
anywhere.
It's right on time. Love.
Now guys, notice how he's honoring that upward angle at the corner of the eye. So he's doing a dramatic, based on the depth of color, the eye is heavier than it was a moment ago, right? But because he's got his upward angles, everything is lifting. Her features are pulling up and nothing is dragging down.
Yep. Also, we're gonna now take some 16, because you're actually gonna find that you don't always need black. But of course, it's up to you what you want to do with. Okay, take some 16 and go right in the corner there. This is the darkest brown. See that? The darkest brown in the collection, in the foundation series. And then just go right into the crease there. Okay.
That's some depth, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
That's gorgeous. And it's not even done, and it is gorgeous.
And you can use that 15. I really like the 15. When you get, really acclimated with angles with the airbrush, you'll see how you can use it for, all types of contouring, especially if you're trying to just get really deeper. I go a little bit more deeper with the contour right at the ear, right at the trigus, then keep it, lighter in this area. So I just kind of go deeper there, just there. Deeper, just there. Okay. Then I'm going to take some cotton candy. And watch. Oh, talk about editorial. We're just gonna pull, we're gonna lightly, and you're just gonna go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Look at that, you guys. Can they see that? Can they see the amazingness of how that cotton candy looks?
Yeah,
I
it's
absolutely
luminous.
love it.
It's luminous.
I love it, I love it. And you may be like, okay, what are you gonna do with those lips? They're so dark, right? From the wedding look. Oh, love.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Love. You can make it connect if you like.
This is the fun. One of the big mistakes I think when people are starting to learn and they start playing with editorial or the step into makeup used in a slightly different or heavier way,
Sure.
they start to throw in everything but the kitchen sink.
Right.
And
right.
This is a good way to see how when you use your artistry quietly and thoughtfully,
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
you can make crazy magic.
Absolutely. Of course, you can make them darker if you want, or not. Just brush them up, maybe with some wax, and don't do anything to them. Does that make sense? Kind of just brush it up like this.
That's beautiful.
Okay. Now let's take a little of that cake liner, which I don't know. Do I need?
We
one?
need a little bit of water.
Here, no, I have some of the
Mixing medium?
Yeah. Priming mist.
Another reason to have the priming mist in your
the
kit,
priming mist
guys.
is amazing, amazing, amazing. But it comes with the starter kits. The priming mist comes with the starter kits.
So while he's applying that liner, I'm just going to tell you guys, you would be very smart to learn airbrush to open a lot of opportunity up in your world. So I highly recommend, if you haven't considered it, think about the QC airbrush course, because that will start you on the road to being able to do what you're watching Marc do here. Now notice that when Marc places his finger in there, he's placing his finger in there because every eyelid has a natural lip to it. And if you don't, lift the lip up, when the person opens their eye, you can have a gap between the eyeliner and the skin and the lash. And you never want that gap. It's it's hideous.
Also, if you want, I like to layer my liners. I love to use something like this, but also then use, are you okay? Also use a liquid liner for depth, and I use it right at the lash line. Right? Because sometimes you just want that smoky, smoky depth, which I like when I'm doing editorial. Let's see. Love it. See, I would open, look down that way. Down there. I would want it to be a little bit darker. Look down that way.
Now notice, Marc did something that it's very rare people will choose not to bring their eyeliner all the way into the inner corner. It's a very specific thing, but one thing I call lazy artistry is when people habitualize themselves to start the eyeliner like an 1/8 of an inch out from the eye. Yes, it's much easier to do, but it never completes the lash line. It never makes it look like they go all the way in.
That's it.
And if
you guys see what I just did, I just kind of I like to give it that depth, because especially in pictures, like sometimes I would even put a liquid liner on top of that just to give it that really, really black. That's it.
And what he's using right now is Aqua Eyes by Makeup Forever.
Look up. Do you do the inside with this? Oh yeah, I like this.
So while he's putting that liner on those two eyes, I'm going to tell you guys something as you watch him do that. Just so you know, we do, the more you learn, the better off you will be. Challenge yourself to always be increasing your skills. Put yourself to the test and practice. Practice until you are certain you are precise and symmetrical, because that's what your clients are paying for.
Yeah, they're paying you because they can't do it. They're paying you because you have that eye. They're paying you for the eye. Right. Then you can take that tight brush and use the first brush that we used. If I can find it somewhere, I got it. And then use something amazing. Ooh, that black is nice. Close. Awesome. That's what I wanted. Let's see. That's what I wanted. I wanted to smudge it a little bit more. I didn't want it so harsh. Let's see. There we go. Giving me a little fallout, but that's okay. Oh. Look up. Then I'm just going to take our pearl. Should we do pearl? Yeah, let's do pearl. This is really pretty. This is my pearl from my line. Love it. And just open.
So this product in itself, it's named Pearl, but what is the product itself called?
Oh, this is a Pro Lux Shimmer. Oh, love it. Pro Lux Shimmer.
Could you mix these with a mixing medium and
Absolutely.
turn them into a liquid eyeshadow?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely, you can. Look at how we're bringing that into.
That's stunning. One of the things that a lot of people, inexperienced or untrained, do is they will take their highlighters and they will bring them way down here into the lower socket of the eye. Mm-hmm. Notice how Marc has kept it tight to the eye, although bold, so it's accentuating the eye instead of distracting focus from it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm just going to take a little Black Girl Bronzer. I call it Black Girl Bronzer because it's really beautiful on darker skin. But it's bronzer number 2. And you guys see what I just did? I just bumped it up. I just bumped up the look. You can put that right there too. Right opposite the highlighter. Bring it on down the bridge of the nose. Opposite the highlighter. Bring it on the bridge of the nose. Then, quick step to making that lip light again. Maybe let's use some opal, cotton candy. Let's see what cotton candy looks like. Oh, that's beautiful. I really like that. What do you think, Nathan?
I think
it's too much.
No, it's beautiful. And what's interesting here is without seeming matchy,
right.
It's evoking the spirit of what's going on in the eye.
Because what you can do to break it up is you actually can. I don't have the perfect liner that I would use, so I would do a Matt Barnes secret, which sometimes he uses shadow. Oh, that's too dark. Sometimes he uses shadow for liner. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use like this brown just to go over her lip line and give it a little bit of depth. Let me see what this does. Let's just see what this does really quick. Ooh, I like that. She has great lips.
See, what's fun about this is you could even leave it, depending on what you were trying to do in the editorial.
Sure,
you could leave that hard line.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because we can flash back, well, there's actually still places in the US where people still do the hard line.
Yeah.
But there was a whole era where everybody did that.
Absolutely, absolutely. And if you know anything about fashion, the 90s trends for fashion are very much in. And so makeup pretty much follows suit with fashion. Or with what they're doing in fashion.
And remember, guys, darker colors pull back, brighter colors push things forward. Mm-hmm. So the fact that he is now crafting that lip shading that darkness at the outer areas, he's further giving her, she already has a natural, volume to her lips, a natural pucker, but he's really celebrating that pucker in her lip with an easy sensuality by pulling the center of the lip forward so effortlessly.
Cotton candy on that middle. Love it. You can even blank the lips out. You can do so that it is highlight there and matte there. You can do that with a blush. Or better yet, with the foundation. I know you guys are like, what is he doing? Watch this, you guys. We're going to brown it out. We're going to make it like a brown in there because we have enough shimmer. And I want to highlight under her eyes a little bit more. Let's see what the brown does. Oh, see that? See what we're doing here, people? It's called, I like that. More peachy. What do you think, Nathan?
I think what's so astounding here, well, I'm telling you, that last lip almost made me fall to my knees.
I know. It's so beautiful.
And beg for mercy. But
oh, see, I love that.
No, this is extraordinary. This is astounding. Like you're quieting the lip down in a way,
yes.
But you are still allowing it because of the dynamic going on there to remain a focal point.
Yes, that's what we want. See, I like that. That gives them more.
So do you see the way that, in working as an artist, he changed his mind about something most people would go, ooh, too dramatic, no going back from there.
Right.
And in 2 seconds, he completely turned it into something completely different.
Oh, yeah. I like it. Beautiful. Awesome. Oh, and then I'm just going to give a nice intense highlight under the eye, which is what I do for myself. You see? Look up. Oh yeah. See, I like that better. Because she does have eyes that kind of are more pulled back or more, what's the word?
Recessed.
I like doing the airbrush under the eye, and then I can kind of calm it down if I like with powder. Does that make sense? Because, yeah, they are. They're a little recessed. Or just give it a nice, love it. Or just give it a nice sun kiss now. Are you okay?
Yeah, I feel like I'm crying.
Oh, sorry.
To cry, but
You're fine.
it's fine.
Don't cry for me.
No, I feel great.
Argentina. If your client cries, take a Q-tip. Bam. Bam. Okay? Now, you can look up and then, there you go. Now we're just going to stipple some sunrise. And the sunrise is what we used. Look at that. See how what that does to what we just did with under her eyes? You guys see that? The sunrise? Make sure when you're doing an editorial look, you go all the way down to their neck. Same as beauty, right?
Is it just me, or are we getting a little bit of Halle Berry, realism
right?
here?
Are you gorgeous?
Are you seeing what I'm seeing?
She's gorgeous. Pretty much. But I want to show you guys also, again, this is the last thing, and we'll do lashes. I want to show you how you can do a powder, if you want, for contour over the airbrush. So you literally can, it's just so transformative. you can do anything with the airbrush as far as conventional makeup goes with setting it on top. Okay. Great. Lashes. Open. Then the down. Perfect. Thank you. One more time. Not too much. There. Thank you. Thank you. Got it. You good?
Mhm.
Got it. Good. You good? Beautiful. This is really what everybody was waiting for. It's the mascara.
The mascara and the lashes change everything.
That's what changes everything.
So in some ways, it's almost unfortunate that they weren't on for every look, but it's impossible when you're transitioning this way.
Yes. Now, is this the one you say you like to use?
I'm obsessed with that one. But it doesn't give you incredible thickness.
Got it. Give me one that's kind of a little juicier.
See what you think of. See what you think of this one.
A little bit. Check it out.
Oh my god.
Just so that you won't get to apply it in the right way. Love, 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 love. And then also remember, you guys, editorial is just that. Please don't think that editorial means what you see on Instagram. Editorial is what you and the client decide it is.
Because if you see it on Instagram, it's probably been done a
Photoshop
bajillion times.
That's right, and Photoshop to hell. So, beautiful. Oh, that's what we were missing, girl. Wow, love it. So any questions? Anybody? Any questions? Do we have any
So, well,
questions?
right now, that's an excellent question. Corina, have any questions come through that now we can pepper in? It'll take her a minute if there are, and she'll send them through to us.
Take your hair out of here. I know, don't worry, I got you.
Wowza.
I know. I know. Oh, look down.
Yow. Look at this.
I probably would do a tight line on the inside. Just if I was, if this were a shoot, I'd do a tight line up top. Do you sometimes do that?
Tight line up top.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on how much depth I want to add
Got it.
into the lash line, yeah.
So another little tip for you guys, if you ever are like, oh my God, I got airbrush makeup in their hair, just use your rose water or your priming mist and a spoolie. And it will get the airbrush. And the same thing for lashes. If they have makeup in their lashes. Look at that. Wow. It's great in the camera. Look down.
Somebody's question just came in. Does Mark offer a professional discount? Yes, to the QC students he absolutely does. And this is something that I want to tell you guys. Because it takes a little bit of time to update computer software, he's presently made his entire site 20% off to make sure that you guys would be able to get things at a discount right now. He did that for you.
That's right. Let's see.
And the other thing too, guys, closer to the end of the month or the beginning of December, there will be a discount code expressly for you guys available in the Student Center that you can use indefinitely.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I wish I had. Where did I put it? Okay.
So, questions. Number one, how long does airbrush makeup usually last?
for this product until you wash it off. I have had clients that have said, especially celebrity clients that really only want to work with you. They're like, okay, so I have an event in Atlanta at 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Can you do my makeup tomorrow morning? And then I'll catch my flight and I'm going straight from the airport to my event. It doesn't move. It's not moving. Plane flight, walking around, getting ready. It's not moving.
Dehydration of the flight.
Dehydration of the flight, which of course they have their rose water.
And they still look amazing.
And they look amazing.
Another question for you.
Beautiful.
If you were teaching us through this,
yes.
How long does an airbrush application usually take?
About 45 minutes. Really, it's not the airbrush. It's everything else. It's everything else that the client wants.
Then let's just say, if it were just that clean skin beauty look.
20 minutes.
20 minutes going at a lazy pace.
Going at a lazy pace. Because again, you have to take into account what you kind of have to sometimes correct with your client's skin.
So this question is actually going to be for Alba, but then Mark, please feel free to follow up.
Sure.
Alba, with all of the layers and buildups that have happened, how does it feel? Does it feel weightless, effortless?
Oh my god, I was about to say that. It feels natural. It doesn't feel like I have like, a pound of, stuff in my face. So yeah, it feels great. It feels natural. Yeah. I'm in love. Yeah.
Well, guys, she hasn't seen herself yet, so
I
think she's gonna be.
I'm talking about, could we get
That's why it's your
Janet, Miss Jackson, if you're nasty up in here? I mean, is she not giving you freaking...
I'm seeing, guys, the reality is I'm seeing like a lot of celebrities. Like we're seeing a little bit of Miss Ross in here. We are seeing some Janet. We're seeing some Halle Berry.
That's what I'm talking about, baby. I'm from Texas, y'all. If you didn't know. Yes, I'm from Texas, honey. This is so much life. I can't. I know I should, but I can't.
Makeup transfer.
Can I get a napkin? Sorry.
It's okay.
Sorry.
Does that answer your question?
Oh
The
my God,
proof is always in the pudding. As you're seeing right here, like that's the magic. It's like this goes on, it lasts, it stays. It will not be on your clothes.
The only thing that transfers is if you do have a bit of oily skin. So if your skin does kind of get a little shiny, what you'll do is just tap your skin. The makeup will stay on though.
So you can lift away the oil,
Lift away the oil,
in place.
leave the makeup in place. Lift away the oil, leave the makeup in place. Yeah, let's see. I love that.
Could we, do you think that the word sickening would describe it?
Well, and can I tell you the crazy thing about it is that literally, actually, this is not as editorial as she could walk the red carpet with this.
No, she could. She could walk a red carpet. She could walk a runway.
Yeah.
She could.
Yeah, absolutely.
It definitely could stretch more avant-garde.
It's more avant-garde, yes, for sure.
You gave it, the nuance, the way you creatively extended the inner eye, added the highlight in the inner part of the eye, length of the cat eye, how high, you brought
that lip. Oh, that lip.
Transitioned the colors right up into the brow,
Into the brow. Yes,
so
yes.
You're kind of pulling out that, like the way that trends come back.
Yes.
Like right now, it's so in for people almost to reinvite the '80s back, where they take those colors and bring them all the way up to the brow bone.
It is,
but it's still incredibly timeless.
Yes.
But it's new and fresh.
Yes. I'm just using a little bit more of BZ2, the bronzer 2, because it is so forgiving and so just like weightless, that sometimes when you want, now she doesn't have a big forehead, but if you have a client that kind of has a more square forehead, you're going to put that BZ2 there, and round it out. You're gonna round out that forehead with the bronzer, with the darker bronzer. That's it. She's done.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get a photo of this, and then we are gonna do a really quick wrap up.
Yes.
But one
Just
thing I want
give
you
me sexy though.
and this is what I want you
Give
to
us
do for
sexy.
me, love.
Yeah.
We're not going to take the photo yet. Yeah, just let people see. Turn your head a little bit. Let them see how luminous your skin is. And feel free. Laugh and smile. Let people see that. Like, look at this. Look at the glow, the natural glow in the cheeks. Look at the dimension in the eyes. Look at the subtlety of the lip.
And then, see how I'm just pulling up stuff? I'm just pulling it up. I'm just bumping it. You can totally just, you're like, oh, okay, I want a little bit more to show in the picture. Then just take that highlight and bump it up. Love it.
All right. Close your eyes for me. All right, now open them again.
And she has such a beautiful skin tone that we can actually use a little coral. Do you guys see how I'm literally, it's like I'm a kid in during art time at school. You literally, look, I'm putting coral now. I'm putting coral. Look at that. Look, that's what we needed.
That's amazing.
The coral. We needed the coral.
Oh my god.
She's seeing herself now for the first time through my camera.
It needed the coral.
We're going to take another picture of that.
The coral. Yeah. Because see what it did? It warmed everything up. Yeah, it needed the coral.
Close your eyes for me. Nice. Open
Fantasy.
your eyes.
Oh, talk about fantasy. Love it.
Nice. Turn your head a tiny bit that way. Yeah, look right back at me. Nice. Now, may I ask you, now that you've seen what you look like, do you feel like $1 million?
Of course.
And that's
yes.
no filter.
Yes. I
No
wanna go to
filter.
my carpet right now. You know?
Guys, this is the real deal. So, like, and this is why I'm always encouraging people, if you guys haven't yet,
Wow.
grab your phones and immediately follow Marc. The people you should be following, the people you need to be talking are the trained represented artists who can show you their craft, who never need filters.
And I promise I'll get better, you guys. Next year with social media. My social media is not to where it should be, but I will get better, especially for my students of makeup and airbrush, because, yeah, I mean, I have a product. I know it is a superior product that will, make you money in this industry. Yeah, yeah.
So let's do a wrap up.
Awesome.
You mind staying in with us while we do the wrap
Of
up?
course,
All right.
of course.
What I just want to say very quick is, first and foremost, let's have a big thank you to Marc, who has come here from Texas to share his skill and his talent with us,
Thank you
to
guys.
educate you guys so that you can become better and stronger artists. That being said, guys, I am already promising you that we are going to have this amazing man back. We're going to have him back ideally several times. We want to talk skin with him,
Yes.
because skin is the palette that we work on, and we really want to talk about how to dive into the career, mentorship, building of yourself and your business. And guys,
Yes.
you see why I wanted you to meet him? Is he not a miracle on earth? There's a reason that he is a celebrated artist in the industry, and we're very, very fortunate to have had him here with us today.
Thank you guys so much for having me. I really appreciate it. And good luck to everyone. And, if you ever have any questions, you can, DM me or message me, and I will try my best to answer what I can.
So this is absolutely awesome. Guys, trust me. Get to know his brand. Get to know that site. Learn from his site.
Very
And
important, yeah.
don't be a fool. Try these products. Try them. All right, I love every one of you. If nobody has told you today, let the three of us be the first. We love you guys. Keep making the world more beautiful through your hands and through your artistry. And I love you
so much. I love you more.
I love you guys too.
Thank you guys.
Like, I'm
And until
going out.
next time, I will see you really, really soon.